Okay, this is the third and final look at pivot tables. I always wanted to put this onto my YouTube channel, as I think pivot tables and Power BI and business intelligence is something that is probably going to become a bigger part of people's life. And I do believe a little bit of focus on it now won't do any harm. As you can see, this is the original table. Okay, all I'm going to do with that, I'm going to save as. I'm just going to pick a place. I'll pick. Let me see. I'll just pick CPD. And it's just financial data. Okay. And what I'll do is I will close that now. Power BI has two options. You have the desktop version, but you can also have the online version. For the time being, I just open the desktop version. Okay, so what you'll see is something that is probably quite different to what you used to in Excel, but the engine behind it is still quite similar. What I'd like to do is get data, and what better word than get data in the sheet. So if I double click that, I get a whole host of options, not just this one here, but you can click different types of database, and people need to become aware of Azure, as it's becoming very much the cloud base that Microsoft is developing. And other, you can see that there's a whole host of information that you can tap into, but we're going to be quite boring, and we're just going to click Excel, and we'll go into, let me see, where did we save it? Financial sample. Okay. Now what that does is it tries to analyze what tables are there. I will just click that one. I'm not sure what that one is, so we'll click that one as well. Okay. No, just click the one. Quite often what you can do is you can click this edit button and do a bit of filtering, etc. But in this case I'm just going to click load. Okay, and it's going to load into the Power BI. Now what you see is something a wee bit similar to what you had in Excel, but Power BI sort of brings it a little bit more clever. So say I took gross sales as I did before and just dragged it into the middle. Again, it doesn't look very special. But if I dragged in year, that was the wrong thing to do. That's the sum of the year. So say I dragged in country, and you'll notice that because it wasn't highlighted in that table, it tried to create something which we'll look at a bit later on. If I widen that out a bit, you'll see that there's gross sales by country. Now, what I can do is I can click, let me see, this field here, and what we want to do is put in the number of units sold. Okay, so what we'll try to do is there's units sold here, but you'll notice that there's line values section here. So instead of setting up the columns value, we'll drag units sold down there. Okay, so we have the units sold going across the top, and the revenue is a bar chart. And if you hover over anything, it'll tell you what the amount is, etc. And just like in the filter mechanism in Excel, say I wanted to filter it by discount band. First of all, make sure that's deselected, and the filter, I would click there, and you notice that the filter comes up like that, and you would grab the discount band and you would bring it up there. Okay, and doesn't look awfully exciting, but what you can do, which is for people to practice with, is there's a whole host of ways you can colorize all these different tables. So again, if I clicked high, low, medium, it'll change automatically. There are ways to switch off changes to different types of charts, but that's for another day. So let's say we wanted to do something a wee bit similar. That's gross sales. Let's say we wanted to do cost of goods sold. Okay, and so we wanted to do it by let me see, by product. Okay, and then if we wanted to do a filter, based on say country. First of all, we make sure everything's deselected, click the filter. Okay, and we would drag in country there. Okay, and what that would do is allow us to filter by different countries. Now you will notice that this affects this table here, and there are ways to turn that off, but we'll not worry about that at this point in time. As you can see, there's a whole host of different tables that you can use. There's what you call a it's called a tree map. I'm not sure why, because it doesn't look a huge amount like a tree. What you can do is, say you wanted to put in units sold. Okay, obviously it's just going to give one big block, but then you can split it by country, which didn't have a huge effect. Let's try something else. Let's do it by product. Okay. Units sold. Let's see. I think what we want to do is, unfortunately, we have. Let's get rid of this filter. Okay, and what that means is that we've probably tried to put too much into this. So we'll delete that. Make sure that everything there is selected so we don't get, and then select the tree map again. Let me see, which is not what I wanted. Okay, so there's our stream second tree, and again, units sold, and if we do it by country this time, it'll give us blocks. And I suppose charts are one of those things that it depends on how people like to look at things. The good thing about Power BI is that you can there's so many different types of charts. There's charts that show a gauge of whether you're meeting your profit or not, etc. And so we wanted to, maybe make this a bit tidier. And make this okay. Not spend too much time on it. And then what you can also do is you can put in a title. So it suddenly appears as this huge big text box, but don't worry. Say 32, we can put in just sales information. Okay, and we can put that up, and we can put that up there as a title. And as you can see, you could play with this all day if you had. This is just basically one table. If you had several tables relating to like a trial balance coupled with other financial indicators, you could basically do a huge amount of different things within this. What you can do with this is you can write queries that produce one-off results that are very useful. Say you're populating a report, etc. I can publish that to the web. Okay, I'll just publish it as example. Okay, and just click save. Okay, and as you can see, it's trying to publish it. It's not the most exciting of dashboards. You could spend a lot of time doing something that is a lot better. And I'll show you actually one in a couple seconds. So that's been uploaded. So if I drag across and go into Power BI and log in, let's see, 2 seconds. Hopefully that's the right password. Okay, so basically online it's going to give me all the different bits and pieces I've been working on. So if I clicked on the retail sample, you'll see something that is much more akin to a dashboard. One of the exercises was looking at a company called Van Arsdale Sales, and that is a very good little diagram that shows the difference in profitability or margin, etc. Power BI, if you put in a date graph, it'll automatically try to establish what you're trying to do, and you can guide it if it doesn't get it quite right. And there's the one that we did example. So that is now in the web. Now what we can do is we can pin that to a new dashboard, again just called example. Okay, and do the same for that. And the same for that. So what you're doing is you're making sure that you now have a dashboard called example. So it's changed slightly how it looks, but that's fine. This will obviously be populated, probably with a lot of slicers and different ways to analyze it, and then you can view it on different computers and even on iPads, etc. So really we've just scratched the surface of what has now become the most successful business intelligence software. And as you can see, we're moving away from Excel. Not totally. There's always going to be a place for Excel. But if you wanted, particularly for graphical information, and for information that you need to maybe collate through a relational structure, then Power BI is a very powerful mechanism. So that ends the short review of the different aspects of pivot tables right the way through to Power BI. It's a whistle-stop tour. You could probably do a complete degree on Power BI on itself. It's that powerful. So I just suggest that if you're interested, get it and play with it. There's so many different examples you can download. and it's great. And if you go into a job and you can use it, you'll find that you'll be a star. Okay, thank you very much.